Okay dear students, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the last video, I was explaining the question paper pattern and what are the important problems on which you need to make focus. Dear students, in this video I am going to let you know that how to prepare the liquidator's final statement. See here section B, the 5 marks liquidation problem, and section C, under section B, the liquidation 5 marks, one question on liquidation may be asked, or under section C, liquidation. That means for 10 marks also it may be asked under the section C, or else a problem will be asked on liquidation under the section D for 15 marks, 5 or 10 or 15. So this is very important. So that is the reason why by keeping in my mind that 5 marks, 10 marks and 15 marks, so here is a pattern. You should have to learn this pattern. Unless and until you are going to learn the pattern of the preparation of the finance for liquidator's final statement, it is not possible to solve the problem. Okay, here is the complete pattern. You should have to learn this liquidator's final statement, the pattern. So here, okay, this liquidator's final statement, the form is composed of, it is made something like this. Receipts will be there, rupees, and payment and rupees. Okay, the 4 columns are there. The first column receipt and next column is the rupees of the all the items relating to the receipts, and third column is the payment. So this is debit and this is the credit. So this is what debit and credit you need not to mention here, no issue, only receipts and payments. Okay, under the receipt, in the receipt column, what are the items will be considered? To cash in hand, to cash at bank, to assets realized, current assets and fixed assets, the total of them will be considered, and to call money, to surplus from the secured creditors, and to money from the contributors. These are the items will be considered on the receipt side. Okay, so receipt column. So under the receipt column, what are the items? The cash in hand. In problem, cash in hand will be given. If the cash in hand is given in the problem, that you need to mention here, cash in hand, and cash at bank. The next to cash in hand you can mention, and next to assets realized. In the problem, assets realized will be given. Okay, for example, realization of furniture for 10,000, realization of building for 1,50,000, something like that. Whatever the assets are realized, that you need to divide. So that is the current assets and fixed assets. Current assets realized and fixed assets realized. The total of both the current and fixed assets will be written on the outer column. Then call money. If the call money, for example, 10,000 equity shares are issued at rupees 100 each, or else 150, or else 100 equity shares are issued at rupees 10 each. That means 100 into 10 is equal to 1000. So call money is 1000. If it is given, then only you can take. Then surplus from the secured creditors. If this is given in the problem, then only you can consider. Then the call money. So money from the contributors. This is also one more option. So if any money has been received from the contributors, that means external contributors, that money will be considered. What is the total receipt? The total receipt amount will be written here. The next, payment side. So when you come to the payment side, this is very important. So that means whatever the items that I have written here, you need to remember them in order wise. So okay, order priority will be given here. The payment. So for example, here the receipt to total amount is a 1 lakh rupee. That 1 lakh rupee is to be distributed. 1 lakh rupee is to be distributed under the payment. The first legal charges. Many adjustments, many items will be given in the problem. So whatever the problems or adjustments are given in the problem, you need to take them order wise. The first, there must be legal charges. The next, liquidation expense. Legal charges, for example, 100 rupees. Legal charge 100 rupees. Liquidation expense 200 rupees. Okay, legal charge may be given, may not be given. If it is given, then only take. Liquidation expense will be given. If it is given, you can take it. The next priority is the debenture. Okay, debenture. For example, 10% debentures 1 lakh. So 1 lakh is to be written here. Interest means 10%. 10% debentures. 10% debentures 1 lakh. That means 1 lakh is to be written here, and on 1 lakh 10% interest is to be calculated. 1 lakh into 10 divided by 100 is equal to 10,000. That 10,000 rupees you need to mention here. 1 lakh plus 10,000 is equal to 1 lakh 10,000. Next, secured creditors, preferential creditors and unsecured creditors. Dear students, this is what you need to keep in your mind. The first secured creditors, next preferential creditors, and then secured creditors. So you might have heard a word called the sundry creditors. Okay, sundry creditors. So what is sundry creditors? Sundry creditor is nothing but a group of creditors. Sundry creditors is nothing but the group of creditors. Whatever the creditors are there, all the creditors are divided into three groups. They are the secured creditors, preferential creditors, and unsecured creditors. The list of them I have mentioned here. So preferential creditors are nothing but the salary, wages, any tax due to the government, ESI, and then PF. These are the important items that you need to keep in the mind. In the problem, preferential creditors amount may be given directly. If it is not given directly, it will be asked something like salaries 10,000, wages 40,000, something like that it will be given. So salary, wages, tax, ESI, PF, all these will make a preferential creditors. Okay, give example for preferential creditors. For 2 marks it may be asked. Preferential creditors are nothing but salary, wages, tax, ESI, and PF. These will make the preferential creditors. The next secured creditors. Secured creditors is nothing but secured. The word says in itself that the secured creditors means if you have taken loan from anyone by pledging anything, any valuable assets. So such things are called as a secured creditors. For example, you have taken loan from Ramesh. Ramesh is an external person. You have taken loan from the Ramesh. What is that? 10 lakh rupee you have received. Just imagine that you have received 10 lakh rupee from the Ramesh. Okay, but Ramesh is not willing to give you any loan, but you have pledged your building or gold, anything. Then if you have pledged any such assets and received the loan, then loan from Mahesh, loan from Ramesh will be called as a secured creditors. And unsecured creditors is nothing but taking loan without pledging any valuable assets, that is unsecured creditors. This is what you need to keep in the mind. Okay, and here is preferential creditors, salary and wages. So as salary and wages, these are the very important things that you need to keep in the mind. Salary and wages. So salary and wages, for example, 10,000 rupee is given. The salary 10,000 you can take up. Okay, here salary, secured creditors, preferential creditors, here you can take 10,000 if the salary is 10,000. If the salary is 20,000, you can take 20,000 as a salary. If it is 30,000, then you should have to take only 20,000 rupees, because here is a limit. Salary and wages, the amount of the salary and wages should not exceed 20,000. If the salary and wages has been exceeded 20,000 rupees, for example 25,000 rupees, you should consider only 20,000 rupees. If it is given 30,000 rupees, you should consider only 20,000 rupees. If it is given 50,000, then you should consider only 20,000. If it is 15,000, you can consider 15,000, because 15,000 is less than the limit of the 20,000 rupees. What you have to do is salary and wages. Okay, salary must be taken within 20,000, wages should be below 20,000 itself, and salary and wages of only 4 months you need to take. For example, 1,000 per month, for 1 year 12,000 rupees, but 12,000 rupees you need not to take, only 4 months salary to be taken. 4 months salary and 4 months wages is to be considered. That 4 months salary and 4 months wages must be less than 20,000 rupees. Okay, in the problem I am going to let you know. Okay, first legal charges, liquidation expenses, debentures, interest, secured creditors, preferential creditors, unsecured creditors, then preferential shareholders, then plus dividend. Okay, preferential shareholders, if there is any dividend, that is to be added to the preferential shareholder. Then equity shareholder. Dear students, this is the proforma, this is the pattern that you need to keep in your mind. Unless and until you are going to keep this in your mind, it is not possible to solve the problem. Okay, in the problem, whatever the items are given, these are the items that you need to consider on the receipt side, and these are the items that you need to consider on the payment side. That payment side means in order. Okay, in the receipt side, in any angle you can take, any randomly you can consider, but when it comes to the payment side, all the items must be in the order, that is something like this. This is what you need to keep in the mind. Unless and until you are going to keep this in your mind, it is somewhat difficult to solve this problem. Okay, the problem on liquidators, final statement will be asked for 5 marks. or 10 marks or 15 marks. Very important. I hope you have understood. Please take it down. Yes, you can pause the video and take it down. In the next video, I will come up with a problem and solution for the problem. Thank you. Have a nice day.